Hello, my name is Jillian Lemansky and I will be doing my practice interview. The first question is, what drew you to early childhood profession? As long as I can remember, I've always wanted to work with children. I babysat a lot growing up. I had cousins that I hung out with a lot. Unfortunately, after graduation, I did not go to college. Right after graduation, I did start a family and always knew that I wanted to work with kids. So after my oldest daughter was born, she went to Head Start program. So I volunteered a lot in there. And then after my second child was school age, she started preschool, and I was offered an opportunity to work in the Nemska Head Start where I lived. I then took that job.
My name is Jillian Lemansky
and
will be doing my practice.
Really enjoyed it. I loved working
The first
with the kids.
question always knew
Is
that's
what drew
wanted
you
to do.
to early childhood profession? So as time went on,
As long as I can remember, I've always wanted to work
I
with
then
children.
went back to
I babysat
school.
a lot growing up. I had
And now I
cousins
am
that I hung out
at
with a
school
lot.
for my second time.
Unfortunately,
Receive my
after
bachelor's. Graduation, I did not go to college. Right after graduation,
Number
I did,
two question:
what do you
start
consider
a
to be a
family
chief responsibility
and
or responsibility?
always knew that I
as
wanted
an
to
early childhood
work with kids.
professional. So after my
my
oldest daughter
the
was born,
key
she
responsibilities
went to Head
is
Start
to provide
program.
a
So I volunteered a
nurturing and
lot in
supportive
there.
environment
And then
for the
after
children.
my
The
second
children
child
need
was
to
school age, she
feel
started
safe
preschool, and I was offered
at
an
all
opportunity
times so they can
to
explore and
work
learn and know
in
that you are there
the
to help them along the way.
Nemska Head Start where I
Implementing
lived.
age-appropriate
I then took
activities
that job
throughout the day
and
along with
really enjoyed it. I loved working
collaboration
with the kids,
with more
always knew
staff
that's what I
in the
wanted to do.
classroom, so you guys are all on the same
So
page
as
and
time went on,
understanding
I decided
the
that I
strengths
wanted more.
of
So I then
each
went back
child
to
and
school.
also their challenges that
And
you
now
may
I am
have to
at school for
add
my
throughout
second
the day
time to receive my
for
bachelor's.
those children to succeed.
I also work
Number
in a
two
3-year-old
question:
classroom.
what do you
and
consider to be a chief
building those
responsibility
relationships
or
and understanding
responsibility?
that
This
as
is
an
the
early
first time
childhood
a child may have
professional.
been away from their
One
families,
of the
knowing
key
that they can come to us
responsibilities
and
is
feel
to provide
safe,
a nurturing
and we
supportive
support them
environment through
for
their
the
growth
children.
and
The children
development.
need to feel safe
Number
at
3
all times,
question:
so they can explore
what is the
and learn
role
and know
of a
that you are
collaboration
there
in
to help them
professional
along the way.
practice? And then address collaboration
Implementing
with other
age-appropriate
professionals as well as
activities
families.
throughout the day, along with
One of the key roles
collaboration
in early
with your
childhood
staff in the
profession
classroom,
is
so you guys
to
are all
collaborate
on the
with
same page and
families.
understanding
Families are the number one
strengths
teachers.
of
And
each child
ultimately,
and also
they
their
learn from
challenges
them
that you may have
every single
to
day.
add throughout the day.
Having a
for those
positive
children to
relationship
succeed and building those bonds with those families.
I also
so you
work
guys
in
are
a
on the same
3-year-old
page when it
classroom
comes
and
to
building
learning
those
and
relationships
development of
and
their
understanding
child.
that
This is the first
and then
time
also
a child may
collaborating
have been away
with
from their families,
the
knowing that
special
they can come to us and
services
feel
departments
safe,
for
and
speech
we
or
support
OT
them
or PT
through their
is very
growth and
important.
development. Understanding that all children
Number 3 question:
develop
what is the
different,
role of a
and some
collaboration
may
in
need extra
professional
support,
practice
and then
and
address
others,
collaboration
building
with
those
other
relationships
professionals as
with
well as
them?
families. So you have
One of the key roles in early childhood
the opportunities to
profession
talk
is
about
collaborate
how
with
they are
families.
doing
Families are the
in different
number one
services,
teachers,
and then
and
so you can
ultimately
collaborate back
they
to the
learn from them
families.
every
Having
single day.
collaboration with all of
Having
us
a
in a group
positive
and understanding
relationship
that we
and
want building those
the best
bonds
for the
with those
child just
families,
like they
so you guys
do.
are on the same page when it comes to learning and development of
Number
their child.
4
And then also collaborating with
question is: what
strategies do you
special services
departments for speech or
routinely
OT or PT
utilize
is
to
very
ensure that you
important.
are
Understanding
safely
that
reflecting
all
on your
children
own growth as a
develop different
EC
and
professional,
some
early
may need
early
extra
childhood
support,
professional.
and others building those
With that one,
relationships
I do
with
a lot of
them,
self-reflecting.
so you have
some days are not easy.
the opportunities to talk
like I
about
said, I
how
work
they
in a
are
3-year-old
doing
classroom, and
in
some
different
days are very
services, and then
challenging.
so you can
So
collaborate back to the
self-reflecting
families
every day,
having collaboration with all
on
of
my
us
way
in a
home
group and understanding that we
is
want
one of the things
the best
that
for the
I do a
child just
lot.
like they do.
What went well through that day, what didn't go well, what
Number
I can
4
change that could make
question
things better.
is, what
And then
strategies
also
do you
reflecting
routinely
on how things went in the
routinely
classroom,
utilize to ensure that you
and,
are critically
collaborating with
reflecting on your own
my
growth
peer
as
teachers
a
and my staff in my
EC
classroom
professional,
to see
early
how
childhood
something can go
professional.
better. I'm always
With
willing
that
to
one,
try
I do a
new
lot of
ideas.
self-reflecting.
Some
Every
days
child
are not
learns
easy.
different. Every teacher
Like I
teaches
said, I work in a
different.
3-year-old classroom.
We
and some
all
days
have
are
the
very
same guidelines
challenging.
that we
So
have
self-reflecting
to go by
every
but
day.
ultimately, on my way home, is
We all
one
have
of the
one
things
goal
that
for
I
the
do a
child.
lot.
So
what went
understanding
well through that day,
that
what didn't go well, what
I can change
you may need to change as a
that
teacher
could make
and
things
early
better.
childhood
And then also
professional is
reflecting
okay.
on
We
how
all
things
know
went in the
that
classroom.
times are different now,
And
especially
collaborating with
when
my
I
peer
raised my
teachers
own
and my staff in
children
my classroom to see how
to
something can go better.
how
I'm
things
always
are
willing
now.
to try
It's
new
completely
ideas.
different. And so we have
Every
to
child
change
learns
ourselves.
different. Every
as
teacher teaches different.
professionals.
We all have the same
to
guidelines that we have to
utilize
go by, but
our
ultimately,
resources that we have to be the best we can.
we
for
all have
those-
one goal
those
for the
children.
child. So understanding
So
that
I'm always willing to
you may need to change as a teacher and
get
early
information out
childhood
things
professional
that may
is
work
okay.
better in
We
my
all know
classroom.
that
And
times are different
how-
now,
or
especially
offer
when
support when somebody
I raised
comes
my
to
own
me
children
and wants to know like how I do things
to
or
how
what
things
well
are
in my
now.
classroom.
It's completely different.
So it just
And so
collaboration,
we have to change
understanding
ourselves
your
as
self-reflection and
professionals.
it's okay to
to
make mistakes. We're all human.
utilize
We all do it.
our resources that we
in
have
early
to
childhood
be the best we can
I mean,
for
those children.
it can be
So
trying
I'm always
at times,
willing
but you just have
to put the best
you
foot
know,
you
get
can
information
forward
out things
and
that
move
may work
on
better in my classroom
with the mistakes we make, and we
how-
all make mistakes.
or offer
We're all
support when somebody
human.
comes to me and wants to know
Just
like how I
do
do
a lot of
things or
self-reflecting
what went well in
and-
my classroom
and
so
wanting
just
feedback from
collaboration,
others,
understanding your
observations. I want to
self-reflection.
know
It's okay
not
to make
only
mistakes. We're all human.
like
We all do it. In early
what I need to
childhoods.
work on
I
in
mean,
the classroom, but
it can be
also
it is
trying
nice
nice
but you
as a
just have to
professional to
put the best foot
to
you can
hear
forward
that
and
I am
move
doing
on
something good
with the mistakes we
Like,
make, and we all make
you
mistakes.
did that
We're
well,
all
or way to go
human.
on how you did that, like that.
Just I do a lot
I
of
think
self-reflecting
for anybody,
and
that's a great
wanting
thing
feedback from others
to hear is
observations.
that
I want to know
we are making a
not
difference.
only
Though we all know we are,
like,
that's why we are in this profession.
what I need to work on in the
but
classroom,
understanding
but also
that
it is nice as a professional to
we don't
hear
always
that
understand
I
it
am
as
doing
ourselves. So
something good.
to hear it
Like,
from somebody else,
you did
I
that
think
well,
is-
or way to go on how you
is-
did that,
is
like
big.
that.
I think
so I do
for
appreciate
anybody,
stuff
that's
like that.
a
and
great thing
So yeah,
to hear is that
and
we are
then
making a difference. Though we all know we are,
number
that's why we are in
5,
this profession.
briefly
But
describe an issue
understanding
that might
that
be the focus of current or future advocacy.
we don't always
efforts,
understand
and
it as
explain why
ourselves. So to
advocacy
hear
is
it
a
from somebody
hallmark
else, I
of
think
professionalism in
is
early childhood
is big.
field.
It's big. So I do appreciate stuff like that. And
So this one
So,
actually
yeah.
hits home for me.
and then
I have worked for
question
Nevsky Head Start
number
for
5.
almost 13 years.
Briefly describe
and
an
a lot
issue
of
that might
funding
be the
issues
focus of
have
current or future
arose in
advocacy efforts, and explain
the
why
last
advocacy
couple
is
of
a hallmark
months.
of
So
professionalism
that is
in
one
early childhood
thing
field.
that I have.
So this
advocated
one
for
actually hits
was
home for me.
how
I have
important
worked for Nevsky Head
early
Start
childhood
for almost
is, and
13
how
years,
important the Head Start
and a lot of
programs
funding
are, and what
issues
we
have
do
or
for not
arose
only
in
the children but their
the last
families.
couple of months. So that is
Um,
one thing that I
to
have
understand
advocated for
that
was
how important
these children
early childhood
need
is,
these
and how important the Head
programs,
Start
and
programs
so do these
are, and what we
families, and to
do for
lose
not only the
this
children but
funding
their
would be,
families.
devastating, to say the
To
least.
understand
to
that
a lot of people
these
involved,
children
not just
need these programs,
all of the
and so
professionals
do
that
these
work
families
for
and
these
to lose
agencies
this
and
funding
these
would
classrooms, but these kids and these
devastating
and these
to
families.
say the least.
There's a lot
to
of areas,
a lot of
including
people
mine, that
involved.
not just don't
All of
have
the professionals that work
daycares,
for
and if they do,
these
they're very
agencies and
expensive.
these classrooms.
So for me,
But these kids and these
a 3-year-old,
and these families,
not
there's
necessarily
a lot
can
of
go to a
areas, including
GSRP
mine, that
classroom.
they're not old enough.
Don't
they're not
have
daycares, and
so
if they do,
when
they're very
you
expensive.
don't have anywhere for
So
your
for
child
me,
to go,
a 3-year-old
that
not
means that
necessarily can
you
go to
no
a
longer
GSRP
can
classroom.
work.
They're not old enough. They're not
So then you
4.
not only
So
lost
when
a
you
high
don't
quality
have any
preschool
where for
program
your
for your
child to
child,
go and
that
resources
means
for
that
yourself that
you
help
no longer
with certain
can work.
areas, you also
So then
may
you
not
not
be able to
only
work.
lost a
So
high quality
there
preschool program for
went
your
a
child
lot of and resources for yourself that help
your
with certain
own
areas.
stability.
You also may not be able
as
to work.
a parent
So
trying to
there
provide for your
went
family.
a lot of advocating for Head
Your
Start
own
own funding
stability as a
is
parent trying to provide
is
for your
one thing that
family.
I will continue
So
to
yeah,
do. Advocating for
And
Head
I
Start
hope
and the
that
funding
we do receive the funding that we
is
need to continue
is one thing that I will
servicing
continue
the
to do,
children
and
and
I
the
hope
families
that
we do receive the funding that we
in
need
our
to
communities.
continue servicing the
Thank you.
children and the families
in our communities. Thank you.